2 Spellbook Magicians, harder deck, can't play without it. Triple Priestess, pretty standard. 2 Veilers. Jowgen, amazing. Lily, threw it in last choice. Won me so many games, hit people for 6K during the tournament. 1 Justice over 2. You don't want a bunch of monsters in your hand. Having like more than 2 monsters is usually pretty awful and pretty bad to play out, so just playing the 1, you don't need more than 1. Once you resolve Judgment and just summon it, you don't need another one anyway. Kaiku is better than most people think. It hinders the evil swarms for the Kirkions. Also hinders those people that the E-Dragons that everyone's playing around can't banish from the grave. Might need to cite a second one. I didn't. Might want to, but it forces them so that they have to use their hand because it shuts out their graveyard. Also good against mirror matches. You can't fate because it says any cards, not just monsters. Your opponent can't banish any cards from their graveyard. That's it for monster lineup. Spells is pretty standard. Triple Secrets makes all the plays happen. Triple Judgment. I was able to pull the last one right before a tournament. Everyone knows what this card does. It's ridiculous. Triple Upstart. Just so I don't like the Tune Table build. I feel like it's unnecessary and too much. Like it's really good when you have like a bad hand and Tune Table, but I prefer the Upstart. The 1,000 life points don't really matter because I had most of my opponents scoop up like before I can even kill them. Because when you have a +6 on them at all times, what do you do? It's like ridiculous. 2 Wisdom. I feel like it clogs if you play 3. 2 Masters. You could play 1, I guess. 2 is fine. I didn't have a problem with 2 mostly. I think I drew double once. 2 Fate over 3. It's really searchable, so I don't like. It's not the best early game when you don't have a graveyard, so I don't really want it to clog too much. So it's really searchable. It doesn't matter too much. 1 Eternity. I was playing 2. Had someone, one of my buddies, convinced me to take it out. And just early game, it's not that useful. You need Fate to combo it out, or you drop a Priestess and just play the 1. 1 Tower. I just couldn't find a second one, but I didn't. Room's really tight. If you play against a lot of Evil Swarm, you might want a second one so you could summon another guy out, because it's your only defense against Eradicator Virus. 1 Spellbook of Life. Same as Reborn, you don't want it too early. It's really searchable. You don't need more than 1. 1 Power. You don't really need more than 1 power since you can always copy or Masters and Eternity. 1 Star Hall. Star Hall's ridiculous. Even if like with 1 counter you search a Veiler or draw a Locker after side because Joel unlocks Spellcaster. There were moments I was playing 2 and 2 is fine. I wouldn't really play 3. And then for non-spellbooks would be Book, Reborn, Heavy, and 1 Day Peace. 1 Day Peace because when you combo out, they have that 1 turn and you could lose in 1 turn. And it's a spell on its for Judgment, so yeah, you don't want to get OTK'd by Mermails or Heretics or Dragons. No Dark Hole. That's about it for spells. The Dark Hole's just it's not as good as it used to be because if you're gonna get OTK'd, you're gonna get OTK'd. And it doesn't help you for your setup. Having Judgment and Dark Hole and that in the Dark Hole isn't the best. And just 4 traps. Warning over Judgment and 3 Wabaku, so you don't get OTK'd. And then have Faith plays where you can put your Magician face down and keep it and search. That's pretty much the reason over threatening or the weakness is Tyrius, Catastor, and GBs. No one plays much of that anymore either. So that's just my preference. It worked out fine. Extra. 1 Crimson Blader. Amazing versus Elemental Dragons. Decent against the mirror, but not too so mostly against these dragons. And against Mono Mermail. Scrap Dragon. Just too good. Pop something. Some Veiler. Synchro Priestess. Pop more stuff. Stardust. Never summoned it. Might be one of the cards to drop. Don't play Road. Black Rose. I couldn't find an Arcanite. That's mostly the reason. No one had it. Tempest. When you're playing Star Hall, or if I was playing double Star Hall, this thing just game out of nowhere with a book, with a Magician, summoning a Veiler, with Spellbook of Life, and dropping a 3 out of the grave, usually Jowgen. Spellcaster, just a 5 mostly. If you don't want to use your Catastor, you just need the Fade target. Catastor for anything that you need. You have problems getting over with and you don't have spellbook power, you make this guy, or use them already. Armory Arm. I won one of my games with Armory Arm before. I don't really remember what it was. Some people don't play it, I do. And you could possibly drop it, a lot of builds don't, but I liked it. I like having access to all the numbers I could get my hands on. That's it for Synchros. Extra. Hierophant Prophecy. Never really needed to drop it. I wasn't able to get a Drago Sack beforehand, but I never dropped it. There's no opportunity I needed to drop Drago Sack either, so. Huge Spellcaster if you need it. Big Eye. One of my games. The Big Eye. It's Big Eye. That's pretty standard. No need to explain how good it is. My Stroke. Out to Ophion. If I have a Kaiku and Spellbook Life plays. This Dweller hurts water. Same thing. Same plays as My Stroke. So yeah, Spellbook Life and Kaiku. Or even a Reborn. And then Gachi Gachi. Shiny Elf for the Spellbook Magicians. And Slacker for the Draw and Lock Bricks if you draw them too early or not useful. And a Veiler. And that's about it. It's not too